Coins. The picture and legend on the coins convey the names of kings with their titles, portraits, events, places, dates, dynasties, and logos. The composition of metals in the coin gives us information on the economic condition of the empire. Mention of kings' achievements like military conquest, territorial expansion, trade links, and religious faith also be found in the coins. Muhammad Ghori had stamped the figure of goddess Lakshmi on his gold coins and had his name inscribed on it. These coins tell us a early Turkish traveler was in all likelihood liberal in religious outlook. Now we are going to see about the indicative of coinage. Copper jewels are available for the study of period of sultans. Silver tanka introduced by Iltutmish. Alauddin Khilji introduced gold coins. Muhammad bin Tughlaq's copper token currency. These all are indicative of coinage as well as economic prosperity or otherwise the country of that time. Religious literature. Devotional movement in such South India and later in North India resulted in the development of Bhakti or devotional literature. Chola period was also known as the period of devotional literature. Few of the religious literature that had an influence on the Bhakti movement during the medieval period. Kambar wrote Kambaramayana. Periyapuranam was written by Sekilar. Nalayara Divya Prabandham was written by 12 Alvas. Moovar Devaram composed by Appar Sundaran Gnanasamandar. Manikya Vasagar's Thiruvasagam. 15th century mystic poet Kabir. Secular literature. Madhura Vijayam and Amyukta Malyata were the poems composed by Ganga Devi and Krishna Devaraya, respectively, that helps us gain insight into the events and individuals associated with the Vijayanagara Empire. Prithviraj Raso, Shan, Parthais portrays the Rajput kings swallows. Now we are going to see about the books, biographies and autobiographies. Manaj Siraj wrote Tabaka Nazri. It deals with the period from the conquest of Muhammad Ghori to AD 1260. Azim Nizami wrote Dajin Mazir. It provides information about Qutbuddin Aibak and is considered the first official history of the Delhi Sultanate. In the 16th century, Emperor Babar's Babarnama and Abul Fazl's Aini Akbari and Akbarnama provided detailed information about the two emperors. In 17th century, Jahangir wrote his memoir Tuski Jahangiri. Tabakat-e-Akbari, authorized by Nizamuddin Ahmad, is considered reliable than the exaggerated account of Abul Fazl. Reliable means good. Exaggerated means large amount of. Memoir is nothing but autobiography. Okay. So, what is the memoir of Jahangir? Tuski Jahangir. Okay. Jahangiri. Travelers and travelers. Many travelers who travelled to India during the period have contributed their accounts of the journey through India in their works. Of the many traveller accounts available, the following are considered to be the most important. Marco Polo, a Venetian traveller, visited when the Pandya kingdom was becoming the leading Tamil power in the 13th century. Marco Polo was twice in Kayal, which was port city. Now it is called as Thoothukudi district of Tamil Nadu. It was full of ships from Arabia and China. Marco Polo tells us that he himself came by the ship from China. Next one is Al-Biruni. Al-Biruni was an Iranian scholar and a polymath. Children, do you know what is polymath? Polymath is a one who is well versed in many languages. He accompanied Muhammad Ghazni to India and authored Tawsik Ma-Lihi Hind, which was based on his experience. So, this is nothing but one book and observations of South Asia during that time. For his work, Al-Biruni is considered the father of Indology. Indology is nothing but the study of Indian subcontinents. Now we are going to see about Ibn Battuta. Ibn Battuta, an explorer from Morocco, visited India during the rule of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, who was considered to be the richest man alive during that time. Battuta spent a considerable time in the court of Sultan and was even made a Qadi in the Sultan's court. Qadi means judges. He was later appointed as an envoy to China. Envoy is representative. Boys, today we have completed this first lesson, Sources of Medieval Period, fully. On Friday, you have a test on this lesson. Thank you.